using remote booker garage to record a transaction of oil and oil filter change within a garage environment, and that's the financial transaction. Before I do that though, I would use prospects to organize the business and to schedule work. How that is done then, just to check through things. I'm going to check that I've got the task in hand recorded in the task maintenance provision, and it's there, look. So I've got that sorted, and I'm going to create a new customer. I haven't got one on file, I know, for this particular person, so we'll do that. Add new record, John Jones, if you like. Mr. I'm not going to add all the other details because it would take too much time upon this demonstration, but what I'm going to just say is that this record is active and is customer, and I've always put in the new date that he or she has been recorded. You might notice the priorities. We'll come on to that in a minute. I'll show you all about that. But for the moment, I'm going to use the no priority whatsoever, and just to say that he was entered on this date. Good. So that's that one. Have a look at priorities. Data output links. Gotcha. And we'll have a look at global listings by priority. As you notice, I've got lots of records, but I've got no other priority other than none existing at the moment. I want to create a new one, and I can maintain my priorities in the priorities list there. I've already got one there immediate. I'm going to make use of that straight away. Okay, so that's let's have a look at the situation then. So we go into our to-do facility. We'll enter a to-do for today. There's some already existing in today's, but we'll enter a new one. And we want John Jones. I think we've got John. Let's have a look. Mary Jones. Where have we gone? I think John will come up because he's on the bottom of the list. There he is. Okay. And excuse me, we've got no equipment associated with this person. That equipment would align with the equipment of the company. There's the task listing there to choose from that we checked earlier, and we'll change all to filter. What's it for? Say it's a Ford Focus. Registration T231 SSU. I'm going to copy that. You'll see why in a minute. That time is about 1.2 hours. That's recorded, and if I look at the incompletes, you should find John Jones straight up there. We can output that to MS Word if we want to, or whatever, but that's our quick reference for that one. So that's done. We'll find Jones, and there he is, John, and back onto him again, and we'll record that we've set a to-do for him, and the priority, remember, is immediate. So we'll make use of that now, and that can remind us later. Okay, so it's to-do posted. Good. That's done, and then we'll send his details through to the transaction processing facility, which in this instance is going to be remote booker garage, and we'll exit this particular program. We're into garage. If we look into customers facility, look in the listing, we won't find John Jones. He's not there yet, so let's get him. Good. And we'll give him a, I know that we've already got, I did check this, we've got an ID of JON for Mary Jones, so we'll do a JNO for this one. And he's ready for use, should be. If I look in there then, JNO is there. Good. So we can start using him. Okay. We're not going to use the cars facility because this is just a one-off, and it's for an oil change on a vehicle we haven't had before, and as you know, because we've brought a new customer in, it's for a customer we haven't had before. So we record the sale first of all, S-type transaction, and we'll look at all the previous sales, and we are looking at some. Oh, you can use the page down, by the way. We're looking at S18, aren't we? That's the next transaction number up to use. Who's it for? It's for John Jones J&O, because it's coming up quite nicely. That goes in, and it's for today, and it will be and that's on a Ford Focus, isn't it? Registration we've copied previously. I'm going to enter 0 for this transaction at the moment, and the reason for that, as indeed in this flag here, if it's that, then it will enable me to relate or link purchases to do with it, so that's fine. Going back in again, I need to look at stock, see what that situation is. We haven't got any. Okay, so we're going to need to buy in for this this John Jones's oil filter thingy-bob. So let's enter a P-type transaction, and that was going to be P28, as you can see. And the supplier, we want some oil. We usually get that from Yeovil Motor Factors, so that's done. Link it to John Jones's sale. There he is, J&O's, and that's S18. Fine, that's done. And we will record. We will record the oil that's been bought. That's 1540, 5 litre, quantity 1. That's 1236, I think. Don't have to worry about the VAT calculation. It's done for me. Done. Anything else to buy in? Yes, I think we've got. Check the stock again. Well, we know we haven't got any stock, so we'll buy in a filter. And what's that latest P29 this time? Okay, so we'll buy the filter from Europarts, I think. Gotcha. And we're linking again to John Jones again, to S18 again, so that's done. And what is it? Engine oil filter. Oops. For a Ford Focus, quantity 1. Okay, 836. Good. And the VAT will go on that as well. Good. Now then, I find in this transaction list here, you'll find the purchases, you won't find the sales, because any sale that hasn't been invoiced won't be in that list. And we'll find that any sale that's due invoicing here, and there he is, John Jones. I'm not going to invoice him at the moment. And if I do, if I try to, it'll stop me, because it'll say something like, you've not posted a value yet for the sale. Remember, I put a 0 value in that to enable me to link the purchase parts. This one flag would now take me directly to the transaction for me to amend it or append it, and that's working out at £56.30 for labour, and that is calculated, and that's done. So that's done. Okay, go back into transaction list, and you'll see the same sale there sitting waiting to be invoiced, and it's saying purchase, just reminding me that purchases have been bought for this. If I wanted to, I could check what purchases there were, and we'll do that in a minute. And there's my invoice. We can't reverse this process, so we need to output it to MS Word. Quite easily done by really my right mouse click, and there is your option. We won't do that at the moment, we'll just dismiss it. Good. And we'll just check in line with what was on the invoice with what the system says is part of the invoice, and that's correct. So that's done. We haven't paid for that yet, and that will stay in that list there. The sale is in there now. S17 should be there somewhere if we can find it. There it is. Oops, sorry. Let's have a look down here somewhere. S18, sorry, S18 it was, wasn't it? Change engine oil, there it is, and that will stay there until the balance is paid due, when I automatically update to remote booker in the control center that is, then a copy of it will be sent, but also it will be retained within this list. In the meantime, I need to finish off the administration for the business, so I'll come on back in here now, and I will come on back into the to-do facility, call up today's again for John Jones, and there he is, and we'll mark him as being done, attended, so that's fine. When I check the incompletes, he's not on that list anymore, and when I check the completes, he should be somewhere down there. John Jones, there he is. Okie dokie. And again, I can send that straight to MS Word or whatever. The options are there. Won't do that at the moment. Last but not least, find Jones. John Jones there, and record that the to-do has been completed. So there's no priority this time, and if incidentally, when we went back to the priority list, you would have seen that. So we'll come on back to here, and we'll say John Jones, the to-do completed. That's all done. Go back to data output, links, and global listings for priority, and again we've got none there because we've dealt with what was outstanding. Okay, end of demonstration. Yep, I think it's all finalized, so we'll exit. End of demonstration.